Drew, how are you, buddy?
Oh, Paul. Whoa. Oh,
Oh,
that didn't sound good.
I think I was too close to the mic. Also,
Oh,
my voice sounds a little like I swallowed a bunch of gravel. So there we go.
oh, were
I got
you at a metal show?
no. I was not at a metal show.
You're just not feeling well, or
So I had a cold the end of last week through the beginning of this week,
Mhm.
but the reason I am hoarse is because my company, the IT department,
Oh,
did a little retreat. We
oh,
went out. We went out to the Mohican Lodge in Mohican State Park for a couple of nights and had a good time. And that is why my voice sounds bad.
okay.
But
There was probably a lot of like hooting and hollering.
a lot of hooting and hollering. Though I will have to say, for an IGS vent, it was subdued. So it wasn't.
Interesting.
It was not. It was not crazy. Uh, but it was a good time. So yeah, yep.
Yeah, some of those IT retreats, man. There's still some stories that
Mhm.
float around. The
Yes.
the number one story I remember is the time that John Kruger cheated at Power Grid.
I actually shared that story.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. We thought we had him till we didn't, and
Yep. Yeah.
basically pulled $100 literally from his ass,
Yeah.
and that's why
Oh.
Robert asked if he can hide money in games now.
Yep.
That's where the lore. That's the lore.
It is. It is.
Ah,
How are
boy.
you?
Buddy, I'm good. I'm on a little bit of the road to recovery myself,
Okay.
which is why we're going to talk about this first topic.
Hmm.
And okay, so I before I get into this, I need you to come over. I need you to come over here with me. And just come over
Okay.
here and sit down for a second.
All
Okay?
right. All right. Okay.
I
Hmm?
I do not have a perfect marriage. Okay,
Okay. Who does? Who
who
does?
does?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the things that upsets my wife is that sometimes she hears things about me and my life from this podcast and not from me directly.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
and and a lot of times, well, first of all, let's again, we're all friends here. I'm not a good person. Like I'm just not. I'm not.
Mm.
I'm a very high functioning like dummy. Like I'm just dumb. Okay, and like
Okay. All right. Fine. Yeah. Sure.
yeah,
Whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
You're not
And
dumb,
and
Drew. But
I'm not good. And the things that I get excited about, we've been married long enough that
mhm.
we get excited about different things, and sometimes I just feel like I would be boring her if I was telling her about this stuff. Now she of course will not say that. She will
Yeah.
say no. I wish you would tell me more, and I wish you would do this. I'm a big dummy, and I don't deserve to be married. Now, having said that, Mandy, you're going to hear about this next topic because not because I didn't think you would be interested or I'd be boring you. It's because I'm really fucking embarrassed.
Here
So,
we go.
yeah, here
Oh.
we go. So, Paul, men of a certain age,
Hmm.
men of my age,
Hmm.
get specific procedures as we get older.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, and I had daddy's first colonoscopy this week.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. And there's a lot of prep involved.
A lot of
A
prep
lot of
involved there.
prep. Hmm.
Now, I would like to compare some notes before we get into what this topic is really about.
Okay.
Were you asleep for your colonoscopy?
Not completely like loopy.
So
So like
you
I was just like extreme. I didn't had no idea what was going on around me, but I was not asleep. Yeah.
but you were conscious.
If up a maybe an altered state of consciousness, but yeah, yeah.
So again, in the time leading up to this, I was talking to various people, and I was, they were like, "Is this your first one?" And
Mhm.
I was talking to some different people, and I had a lot of different people kind of share their experience. There was one guy that I talked to that didn't get anything at all. Like he
Oh
had like a
no.
yeah, like I'm like, okay, that's a choice. And I had come to find out later that there was a specific reason why,
Okay.
but they had basically given him like not laughing gas, but they'd given him something in his IV to calm him down, but he was conscious, and he was actually like looking at the monitor as they were scoping him, and I'm like, I do not want that. I do not want to know what the inside of me looks like. I don't want to be awake for this. There's no part of this that I want. And I was talking to some other people that said that it's like Twilight, where you're semi-conscious. Conscious sedation is a term.
That's exactly how I would describe it. Yes, I was
Okay.
not asleep, but I had no idea what was going on around me.
Okay.
I was just blitzed. Yeah.
Okay. So, not to jump ahead, but I was completely asleep.
Okay.
Like, they had given me like the IV ahead of time, and they wheeled me back to the little studio, and the anesthesiologist was there. She had me roll on my side. She plugged in the little port. She started to inject it. I felt the spice go into my veins, and I was like, okay, I feel it. And then I woke up in the recovery room.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can do it that way for the rest of my life, that's the way to do it. I don't want to know. I don't want to feel anything. I don't want to be talking to anybody. I just want to be out. And that's what mine was. So that's interesting. It seems like everybody has a different experience, but you're correct. So for those of you that haven't had the pleasure of doing this yet, there is a lot of very direct preparatory work that you have to do. And again, we can compare notes here a little bit. So my prep began a full week before my appointment.
Yeah, it was a diet changes, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, mostly diet changes. And it's like, stop eating red stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no seeds, no nuts.
No seeds, no nuts. And I don't eat a lot of that stuff anyway. So that wasn't a big deal. So my appointment was this past Monday. So the Monday before that was when my prep started. Now, complicating things a little bit here is I had to go out of town last week.
Oh.
So, yeah. So like group dinners and things like that, people noticed that like I had the saddest plate of ravioli that you've ever seen in your life. It was feta cheese ravioli with olive oil. And when I placed that order, my partner that I work with looked at me like I was a crazy person.
Like, are you okay? Yeah.
I was like, it's a long story. I can't talk. I don't want to talk about it. And like, I didn't drink any alcohol or anything that was on, and I don't drink that much anymore anyway, but it was like a whole thing. And then when I got to Friday was like the last meal. So like I had a feast. Like I went to Condado's. I literally got tacos with cheese and a tortilla, and that was it. Like I had no salsa. I had no fruits. You weren't supposed to eat like fruits and vegetables all week,
Yeah.
or anything that would like, show up in your poop or whatever. And then when Saturday rolled around, that's when shit literally got real. So you had this and again, I went to the pharmacy and they basically handed me a jug.
Yep.
And the jug had powder in it, and you had to put water in that and shake it up really, really good. And it basically turned the water into very, very thin syrup.
Yeah.
It definitely changed the consistency of the water. And I started drinking it. Now, I had taken a laxative. The instructions that were given to me is I had to take like a laxative and Miralax. I had to take like a shot of Miralax every morning. The day before my prep started, I had to take a laxative. And, you really have to have an appreciation for what this nasty liquid does to you, because it basically makes you piss out of your ass.
Yes, it's like the loosest diet, but it's basically your butt turns into a faucet. Yeah,
it really does. You have a hose in your butt, and you're like a skunk spraying your nastiness into the bowl of your toilet.
Yeah.
And you can watch, right? Like you watch your powdery poop come out with the first couple poops, but then it just turns yellow. It's literally like you're pissing out of your ass. Now,
and if you're anything like me, that is frequent and urgent.
It was.
Yes.
It was. So anyway, I was, and again, I started this Saturday evening is when I started drinking this stuff. Now, again, let's compare notes a little bit. They tell you that you have to have clear liquid, no red stuff.
Yes.
You can have Jell-O. and you can have like chicken broth. And I ate a lot of Jello. I had a lot of Jello. I drank a lot
Mhm.
of chicken broth. I did my best to drink water and stay hydrated during the day, but I've never been a guy that can just force himself to drink a lot of water. So
Mhm.
anyway, so Saturday night we do that. Sunday morning, I wake up and I am dehydrated. I have a
Yeah.
headache. I don't feel good.
Mhm. I had the same
And
thing happen. Yeah, I did not drink enough water. I
yeah,
did not. Yeah.
yeah. So again, right? I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it. And I again, like you, it's a sudden urge to go.
Mhm.
And there have been points in my life where I've had the flu and I've had stomach viruses and I've had other things. And the general rule is that when you know you're sick, you're not supposed to trust a fart.
Yeah, true. Yes, because
And
yeah,
we're
because
we're
there is nothing solid in you at
no,
all. Yeah,
the
yeah.
slightest opening, right? It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The slightest opening is going to find its way out.
Yeah.
And again, I had been drinking this stuff and I was getting ready to, call it a day, if you will, on Sunday. And I was downstairs on my computer and I didn't feel like I had to go to the bathroom, but I felt a fart coming on. And I'm like,
Mhm.
hmm. And I just let a little toot out. Just a little tiny toot.
Mhm.
And I didn't feel anything in my butt. But when I got up, Paul, from my chair, there was a big brown stain
Oh,
on the
no.
computer chair.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then I was like, uh-oh. And
Yeah.
and I pulled down my pants in my computer room and
Mhm.
I looked at the horror of how wet my underwear was. And I was like, I fucking hate this. Like,
It's bad. Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
And that's how I pooped my pants. Because
Uh-huh.
there was still enough brown liquid in me that it
Mhm.
it now I did manage to get the stain
Mhm.
out of my chair. We
Yeah.
definitely cleaned up the scene of the crime as best we could.
Mhm.
But man, that
Yeah.
stuff that's and I've taken laxatives before and I've drank like
Yeah,
milk of
but
magnesia and stuff.
not that much.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Because
yes.
you literally have to
Uh,
drink 4 liters of it
mhm.
and you have to drink it all.
Yeah.
And like you're and like the
It's
night
like
before
60
you have to
it's
drink
like
half of it.
64 ounces or something, isn't it? Like, it's yeah.
It's a gallon. It's 4
Yeah.
liters.
Yeah.
So you have to drink half a gallon of it. You have basically the instructions that were given to me is like, look, you're going to mix this up the night before. You have to drink.
Oh,
You
you have
fill
to
it
do
up
it
to this line.
twice. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you fill it up to this line,
Yeah.
and you got to drink half of it the night before. And you're supposed
Mhm.
to drink a glass of it every 15 minutes. So like 50, like Lady in the Tube alarm goes off. You pour yourself another 8-ounce glass of it. You basically have to drink it. You set another timer, and you just keep going until half of it's gone.
Yeah.
And like I got to almost half, and I'm like, if I drink any more of this, I'm gonna throw up. Like
Yeah.
I cannot force myself to keep drinking this stuff. And yeah, man, like you just going to the bathroom and just hearing that constant stream of butt piss come out of you was just something, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was getting sweaty for how much like it was like, and like it's not like you had to press hard. It didn't have to bear down.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then like when and
I remember one time I just like, I'm just gonna sit in the bathroom here, like, on the floor, because I don't think I'm done. Like, I don't trust myself. Yeah, it's not
yeah,
fun. It's not fun. Yeah.
yeah, and then we went to so all of that preparatory stuff started on Saturday, and then on Sunday, we went to the Columbus Buddy Walk because friends of ours are big into that because they have a daughter that has Down syndrome, and
Okay.
we went to support them. And this is the second year doing it. It's a really cool event. It's actually down by you at Fortress Obet's there, and the whole time I'm there, I'm just like, gotta walk fast, gotta walk fast, gotta walk really, really fast. And like, I just was so concerned that I was going to poop as I was walking.
Mhm.
Like, oh, so bad. It was so bad. Oh, but then, you get to the place and, we were one of the last appointments of the day, so it was pretty quick. Like they brought me back there, they explained everything that was going to happen, they gave me my IV, uh, they wheeled me back. I was asleep. I think I was in and out of there probably an hour and a half. There was a lot of waiting around because we had to show up an hour before the appointments. We got there like at 2:30, and I think we were out of there by like 4:30. But the actual procedure didn't really take that long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, my first colonoscopy is under the belt. I haven't got my results yet. So I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad yet, but to be continued.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean they said they did snip a few little polyps out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So after I had that horribleness, I was like, I need a little treat.
You need a treat. Yeah.
A little treat. So we're big fans of Raspberry Pis here.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw something on a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And as soon as I saw it, I realized that I had to have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to go ahead and put this link in here.
Okay.
And I want you to look at this.
All right. What the hell is this?
It's the closest thing to an actual computer case for a Raspberry Pi that I've ever seen.
It's got RGBs.
Uh-huh.
Is the Pyron Man?
Pyron Man 5.
I get it. I get it now. Sorry, there's a pun in there. Boo.
Yep.
Boo on the puns. Puns are bad.
Yep.
Pyron Man 5 NVMe M2 SSD PCI 2 3 mini PC case for Raspberry Pi 5. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I saw this in a YouTube video. It was almost like an afterthought where and oh, by the way, so talk about the use of AI. Have you used the live AI feature when you've been watching a YouTube video?
I have not. No.
So next time you're watching a YouTube video and there's music playing or there's something in the scene that you don't know what it is, pause it and ask the AI at timestamp such and such what song is playing, or at timestamp what is that silver box in the background.
Interesting.
It's actually kind of interesting. Yeah. So that's how I stumbled upon this thing. Now, I have owned many Raspberry Pis in my day. And I have owned many Raspberry Pi cases in my day. And Raspberry Pi cases usually come in two flavors. One, they're like plastic. Yeah. Sometimes they'll have little heat sinks that have adhesive backing on them for the thermal pad, and you stick things on it, and you kind of put the case together, and there's holes for the different ports in the Raspberry Pi, and you put everything together. And then there's ones where they're metal and they're in pieces, and you got to sandwich the Raspberry Pi between it, and you got to screw it together. Sometimes there's a fan that you plug into one of the GPIO pins to power it, and you're off to the races. Paul, this thing is fucking legit.
Okay.
So first and foremost, when you buy this, it does not show up in the form of a case. It shows up in pieces. Okay. And it is a little kit that you have to assemble. Now, just to give you the highlights here. So this particular model, okay, it is metal on 4 sides and acrylic glass on 2 sides.
Mm-hmm.
And inside is a space with little riser screws to screw in the Raspberry Pi. And there are several daughter boards that come with this that enable you to plug in, say, an NVMe SSD, and a daughter board for an actual honest to goodness power switch, and a actual CPU fan stack and cooler that go in there, and risers that extend the GPIO pins far enough away from the back of the case so that you can access it. It even comes with a little OLED screen on the front that shows utilization and memory and temperature and all that other stuff. That's after you assemble the Raspberry Pi and get the OS installed, there's just some little scripts you run that enable that to run as a daemon, and then it just bubbles that information up. It has a little LED light on the front that shows what's going on. The RGB fans can be controlled and all that other stuff. It is chunky. It is legit chunky, but It works. It actually works really well. And this is the
Hmm.
first time I've ever used anything other than a micro SD card with a Raspberry Pi. And that alone is kind of a game changer because
Hmm.
the IO capability is so much more. So like, look, these are tiny little computers. They don't have a ton of memory. So they're constantly going to and from swap and all that other stuff. And like when you're using a micro SD card, that starts to add up.
Yeah.
So what got me in the door with this was the fact that it was and it had NVMe capability. But when I started reading about all the other features it had and the fact that it was a fun little kit to put together, I was completely sold. And and
Yeah.
and like it actually looks kind of nice. The instructions were not hard. It probably took me like an hour to piece together. The hardest thing to do was screw in the fans because they don't give you fan screws; they give you little machine screws, and getting those things to line up correctly and screw them in were a little bit difficult. But like now on my desk, there's three computers. I have my main desktop computer,
Hmm.
which I'm on right now. I have my Mac Mini also plugged in, and now I have this little Raspberry Pi running Ubuntu right over there too that lights up and everything. The only complaint I have is that the fans are a little loud, and it seems to be the RGB fans in the back because look, they're like cheap
No. Yeah.
Timu like weird ass fans. Like you could very easily swap those out for some Noctuas and you'd be fine,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But if you are in the market for a little Raspberry Pi case, you can order it directly from this link that we're going to put in the show notes here, and you can actually, kind of configure it. If you want a power supply, if you want a touch screen to plug into the GPIO port, I didn't. If you need a micro SD card, if you want a Raspberry Pi, even like you can order it from
Yeah.
them.
Hmm.
What kind of SSD you want? Do you want a camera? I don't know what an AI accelerator does for a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah.
I don't really know what that does. If you need a heat sink for your, whatever, if you need an HDMI cable, like you can buy the whole kit there. These also sell on Amazon, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can just buy the kit on Amazon, and if you have like an SSD and a Raspberry Pi, like it's really all you need. I will say that it was a little bit of an adventure to install Ubuntu on the SSD versus the micro SD.
Hmm.
So essentially what you need to do is you first have to get a USB stick that has, the Ubuntu Live installer on it. And then you need to use the Raspberry Pi OS Imager. And in the Raspberry Pi Imager, if you've ever used that, it's a really good utility for like flashing micro SD cards for Raspberry Pis.
Yeah.
Once you select the Raspberry Pi device, under OS options, at the very, very, very bottom, they have this thing called MISC utility images. And you can basically install a bootloader that attempts to boot from the NVMe before trying
Hmm.
USB, because if you don't do that, it will basically just keep trying to boot from the NVMe in like this infinite loop. So it has that capability. So like that's what you put on the micro SD cards. Like you boot into that, you plug your USB stick into one of the USB ports on the back, and then you boot up, you install, and then it just runs off your NVMe, and it makes such a big difference.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
yeah, very cool. That's the first time I've ever done that with a Raspberry Pi. So it was kind of cool. I'm really digging it so far. I'm using it more as kind of just like a little, fuck around thing right now. It doesn't have a purpose yet, other than I just think it looks cool on my desk.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's a little more on the pricey side. Paying $100 for a Raspberry Pi case seems a little extravagant, but if you're going to throw like an 8 gig or a 16 gig Raspberry Pi in there, I just feel like you could do a lot worse.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very cool looking. Yeah. I didn't know
Yep.
anything like that existed.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I had
That's
I
cool.
had previously been walking around the aisles of Micro Center, and I had seen like daughter boards for NVMe, but again, I never saw one that like was purpose built for a specific case, which is what I think
Mhm.
makes this really interesting.
Cool.
All right. So it looks like you've played some board games.
I did. So at this little retreat we had for work, a lot of people there like to play a good board game.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to play some board games that I had never got to play before, Drew.
Well, I'm looking at your list here, and this
Mm-hmm.
first one intrigues me because
Mm-hmm.
you and I both were
Yes.
backers of this game.
Yes. Yes. And this is I finally got to play. I ran 2 games of Blood on the Clock Tower.
All right. I'm glad we're starting here. I would
Mhm.
love to get your opinion.
It is it's okay, not to bury the lead, it's fantastic.
Okay,
It
good.
is the king of social deduction games. The
Okay.
king. It or queen, whatever you want, whichever one you like better.
Mhm.
It's the best. It is the best.
Yep.
So for those of you at home, social deduction game is basically like a hit and roll game. There are people that are good. There are people that are evil. Everybody has a role. You're trying to figure out who everybody is and like eliminate the evil players before the good players die. These are games like Werewolf or Mafia or Secret Hitler or whatever. Okay. What makes Blood on the Clock Tower, I think, so unique is one, everybody has an ability. Everybody. There's nobody who does not have an ability. Your ability may not be quote unquote useful, but you
Huh.
have one. Uh, so basically, so if you think about it, there are 4 categories of roles. The good roles are townsfolks and outsiders. Townsfolks have useful abilities that gather information. They may get a dump of information on like at the beginning. They may get a slow trickle of information throughout the game. Then there are outsiders. Outsiders are good, but their abilities are unuseful. For example, one of the outsiders we played with is called the drunk. You do not put a drunk token in the bag for them to draw. You put a different role in the bag. They draw that role, and they believe they are that role. They have no indication that they are the drunk. But being the drunk makes your power not work. So that means if the game is facilitated by a storyteller, the drunk player, as the storyteller, can basically lie to the drunk player, which
Interesting.
is fun. Okay. Then there are minions who are evil who help the demon, and the demon is who the good team is trying to kill. And typically, the demon has a power that eliminates players. There's like a night cycle where people wake up, get information, the demon kills somebody. And then there's a day cycle where people talk, and then eventually people start nominating people to vote and get executed. Uh, there are 3 scenarios that come in the box ready to go. I only ran the first one. I ran that twice. The second time, a friend of the show, Jacob, did help me run the game. I ran the first one at 15 players and the second one at 12. The first game took about 2 hours. The second one took about an hour. Uh, it is real good, Drew. It's good, and that is literally why I'm so hoarse. Is that game?
Oh wow.
Yeah, So I like being the center of attention. I'm not too proud to admit that. So I enjoyed being the facilitator and
I
being the
like that too.
storyteller. Yeah, and though I would have played if someone else wanted to run, but whatever. I enjoy that. And it was fun as cause, like people can have private conversations and get up and move around. So I'm kind of like walking around the room, listening to people, listening to conversations, and seeing my little the little wheels I started spinning, like bear fruit, all the seeds I planted. And it also feels really good when like the game ends and there's like some of the people are excited, some of the people are like, oh, uh you kind of as a storyteller you kind of give everybody like, this is what was going on, this is what happened. And you hear people talking about the game an hour after it's over. You hear people talking about the game the next morning at breakfast.
Wow.
It's just gives you that little it was so good. uh Again, it is hard. You can play the game with 5 plus a storyteller. I think you really need at least 7. uh the We had like 12 and 15. I think those are probably really good player counts. The higher number, I just think there's more information in the game. There's more stuff going on. uh had a really good group of individuals both nights. People really got into it, and yeah, it was just so much fun. Again, if you like social deduction games, you know, again, it's hard to pull that many people together for a board game, right? But it
Well,
is
that's
it is really
well, that's
good.
what
Yeah.
stopped us, right? Because
Hmm.
again, you and I have had this game for a while.
Yes.
It's been
Yes.
sitting on my shelf. I've been dying to play,
Hmm.
but yeah, pulling together a group large enough for something like that to really make it work is really tough. And
Yes.
again,
Yes.
I think that's a retreat like what you go on there is
Hmm.
perfect for that.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I remember the first couple times we played Werewolf at lunch, and we would have a group of like 15 people
Yeah.
in a conference room,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Those were fun times. Okay, so it's good.
It's really good. Really good.
Now, how
Went
much
out
preparation did you do for it?
more than I care to admit.
Yeah, because you
I
want to get it right. You're
mhm,
with you're. I'm like that too. Like the first time I run that, I want to make sure we
mhm.
completely nail it, right?
Yeah. I also, if I can find the ones I watched, I'll put links in there. I'm not a big fan of actual plays, but I did watch a couple at like 2x speed just to get an idea for how things were running. Now, obviously, like these the let's plays were done online. They have a website that you can run Blood on the Cock Tower online with like voice chat. And I do think that is a little easier because when you're playing in person at night, you have to be silent and you have to give everybody information with hand signals. There's metagaming, right? So if someone wants to metagame and listen to my footsteps and figure out who I'm stopping by, so I had to account for that and try to lead people off. And I had like a soundtrack going. There's a Blood on the Clock Tower official playlist. I had that playing at night. So hoped to hide my movements. Online, you can just pull someone into a private chat and have a conversation as long as you want, right? There's none of that. You can just tell everybody with words. But it was good for me to get into the headspace of uh, you know, especially at the beginning when they had like there was two storytellers working together and they were going through and explaining the roles because this is another interesting thing. Okay, so there are roles that can be available, but not all of them are. So you never know which roles are going to be in the game. And you show the demon three roles that aren't in the game so they can bluff.
Hmm.
And listening to these actual plays and listening to them talk about, like, okay, these are the roles I picked, and this is why, and this is the interactions I expect or you could see. I think that was really helpful. So it made everything just go a lot smoother. But uh, yeah, it's
So
good
let
to.
me so let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
How many people there prior to playing Blood on the Clock Tower had played a social deduction game before in your group?
uh Probably half, and a
Okay.
couple people that actually played Blood on the Clock Tower before.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah, but
Interesting.
everyone got it. Like the game is. I mean, they have, so obviously the components are beautiful. You know, everything is so well made, but it's also well designed. Every player gets basically a cheat sheet of all the roles and like a 2 sentence explanation of what they do. And the game also comes with a 1 page that you can just read at the beginning. It takes maybe about 5-10 minutes to read through it, and it explains exactly what is going to happen. Uh, you know, if you're obviously playing in person, the hand signals that the storyteller is going to use. It gives them some guidelines. It's basic things like generally good people tell the truth, but they may have to hide some information or lie. Bad people, evil players generally lie. Uh, you know, it's done really well, so you can get somebody who doesn't know anything and get them up and playing real quick. So
Okay.
mhm. Yeah,
Cool.
10 out of 10, no notes.
Okay. Yeah, I've
uh,
been dying to play. Hopefully
mhm,
we can get some group
mhm,
together for that in the near future.
mhm.
So
uh,
you think 7 people can make it work? 7 people and a storyteller,
Story up
or
7 people and a storyteller. Yeah.
okay. I'll
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. uh
So this next one I've never heard of.
okay, so Drew, you've heard of Pandemic, right?
Yes.
Okay, you ever thought to yourself, man, I like Pandemic, but Disease cubes just don't do it for me. I wish Pandemic had orcs and a fantasy theme and the busiest map in the world. Well, I
Yeah,
got good news for you.
I'm looking at a picture. I'll be honest. I don't. I. I hope there's a twist to this story because this does not look
Okay.
like I would like this.
Okay. Z-Man Games has taken the Pandemic rule system, tweaked the living shit out of it, and made it a Lord of the Rings game.
Tweaked the shit out of it.
Yes. So, obviously, a lot. I mean, if you don't know Pandemic, it's fine. Whatever. It's a cooperative game. You're working together to basically cure diseases.
One of those games
Okay.
everybody should play.
Yes, it is. It's real. It's good. It's absolutely good. Oh, my monitor just turned off. Fuck. Okay, there we go. Cut that. So how Lord of the Rings takes the Pandemic system and tweaks it is actually very clever. And I'm here not to bury the lead again. It's a good game.
Okay.
It plays up to 5, which is a weird number. Like play games that play 5 are pretty rare. So it's interesting in that fact. So some of the big differences, obviously there's no disease cubes. There are orcs. So as you draw, so in Pandemic, you're drawing cards to where to put, disease cubes. In Lord of the Rings, your cards are either putting more orcs on the board or moving orcs. So with all those, there's the board. If you look, there's hundreds. There's like 12 different colored routes that basically start in Mordor and work their way throughout the rest of Middle Earth. So your card could basically say, "Hey, find this route and move all of the orcs up one." Then there's like a little fighting mechanic. Everybody plays a character from Middle Earth, and you don't just play one character; you play 2. Which is interesting because there's a lot of board to cover. And how it works is essentially, you can do 4 actions with one character and 1 action with another character. So it gets both characters in the play going. And it's objective based. There's a big deck of objectives. You always get 3. 2 of them are random, and the last one is basically get Frodo to Mount Doom and toss the ring in the fire. But it has this. So if you look at the picture on the Board Game Geek, there's a lot of components. There's these 9 Nazgul, and there's this little disc which represents the Eye of Sauron, and essentially, the Frodo and so obviously Sauron is looking for Frodo and Sam, so it makes moving that character difficult. You either have to have certain resources to be able to move them silently, or if you don't have that, you invoke a search, which is basically a bunch of dice. You roll 1 dice for every Nazgul in the region, and basically, so instead of like, the tracker that goes down, and when you hit 0 you lose in Pandemic, that's called hope in this game. And so searches, if you get basically as Frodo gets spotted, you lose hope. If you lose all the hope, the game is ended. So in Pandemic, obviously you have those cards that basically make things worse. The discard pile gets shuffled and gets put on top. There's those cards in there as well. But essentially, if what happens is if Sauron is actually looking in the region that Frodo is in, you lose another hope, and you move that by having battles in other regions to distract Sauron to look into that region. It's like Pandemic. There's a lot of setup. There's a lot of components. There's like lots of cards you have to shuffle, then shuffle these cards into there, and then draw 4, and then take this deck and put it into 5 piles and shuffle the 1 card from each into one. There's just a lot of prep. But at the end of the day, I think they really took the Pandemic system. So like if you understand Pandemic, you probably understand 60% of the game.
Okay.
and the rest of it, it's just a really interesting take on a system that we are all very familiar with. And it's a cooperative game, so even if someone's a little weaker or doesn't, it's easy. You can carry them or help them out throughout the game. So it's good. The box is shit. I'm sorry, but the game is good. Yeah.
Okay, so I am a pandemic purist, with the
Okay.
exception of I think that the I mean, Pandemic Legacy 1 is still
Yes,
I
it was
still
good.
think about the time we played through that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pandemic's a good game. The
Yes.
other thing I like about Pandemic is the games aren't very long.
Mhm.
How does this compare?
Uh, we played for about 90 minutes before we lost. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like once you know how to play Pandemic, you can knock out a game in less than an hour.
I think if you had a group and you played it twice, the second game would definitely go much faster. Yes. And in
Okay.
fact, it was really picking up as everybody was getting more comfortable, and we got a feel for like what bad things could happen and how we could predict them. And and you're talking as one player's going, the other players are talking strategy, and like, I got to get you this resource, so how do we get over there? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it. It was really good. Yeah.
All right.
But I liked all these games, so just uh
Okay.
the third one is Rebirth. I saw this on a Shut Up and Sit Down review. It's a just easy breezy, easy to teach, quick to play tile laying game that is set in Scotland, I believe. There's really not much to say. It's one of those, so if you look at the pictures, you see these like big pieces. They're like castles and cathedrals, and you see all of these crazy tiles, and the game looks bigger than it is. If you're looking
Okay.
at it across the room, you see, oh wow, that must be a really complicated, heavy game. No, not at all. No, yeah. You draw a tile, you place a tile, easy, done. Maybe it would be a good like appetizer for like a larger game. But it's good. It's what, 7.8 on, yeah, 7.8 on Board Game Geek, which is pretty good. Uh, yeah, it's just a nice, and it's beautiful. The components are nice, brightly colored. Is it easy to teach, quick to play? It was fun. Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
the little castles and components look nice.
Yeah, they are really nice.
So,
They
like,
did a
what do
really
you
good.
do? Like, what's the
Okay.
object?
Okay, so it's you're trying to collect points, right? So basically, if you're looking at the board, right? If you're looking at maybe like that second picture there, everybody has a color, and you have a collection of like 20 or so of those little cardboard tiles,
Okay.
and you draw one every turn. You only can pick from one, and you have to put it somewhere. And essentially, like, there's three types of tiles. There is energy. Energy and food are basically the same. Uh, as you place them, you get points. So, like, if you place one by itself, it's 1 point. If you put one by another one, it's 2 points. If you have a cluster of three, that third one is worth 3 points. So you're trying to get these areas. There's also this little area control game. There's like pinkish purple spots, which are castles, and essentially is whoever has the most uh like tokens around it controls the castle, and those are worth points at the end of the game. And the other spots are yellow tiles. Those are for cathedrals. The first time as a player you put your color by a cathedral, you basically make the cathedral bit bigger with your little color, and that allows you to draw a card, which gives you the ability that if you meet a certain condition, you get more points.
Huh.
So it's yeah, but it goes extremely fast because like only have one tile to pick from. So you draw this tile, you look at it, and you have to put it somewhere. And because you draw that tile at the end of your turn, you have everyone else's turn to think about what you're going to do. So it is one of those games where you're like, oh, is it my turn already again? Because it just goes so fast. Uh,
Okay.
uh, the last game I played is not a new game, but it was a lot of fun. Foundations of Rome. I think you own this or the other. There's also like another version of this with different pieces. Uh,
No, I don't think I
okay,
do.
okay. So this may be the biggest board game box I have ever seen in my life.
Looks big.
Uh huh. Yeah. But it is extremely nice because every player gets a tray with all of these big pieces in it, and all the components you need. You just hand it out, and then you start playing. Basically, what it is there is a board. It's kind of like, like letters and numbers, right? So the board is broken up into a bunch of squares like a chessboard, and there's like A1, A2, A3, all the way to like G10 or whatever. And every round there are certain squares that are available for you to purchase, and it's kind of like a little bit of kind of like an auction. Well, not really an auction mechanic, but like one of those where like there's a board and the one on the left costs 2 and the one on the right costs 10. And if someone buys 2, all of them shift down, so everything gets cheaper over time. So you can really buy what you want for a lot of money, or you can wait and buy it for cheaper. So you're basically buying up all these plots, trying to get plots that are beside each other, because you have these trays of buildings, and all these buildings are different shapes. So if you have enough plots in that shape on your turn, you can build and basically put a building down. These buildings do everything from generate more money for you, so you can buy more plots. A lot of them some of them just generate points by themselves. Some of them generate points based off what buildings they are beside. This is another game that looks bigger than it is. There's lots. I guess there's a Foundations of Metropolis or something, which is the same game but in flat cardboard. So if you don't have to buy it, because this game, Foundations of Rome, had really big, like ornate, painted Roman buildings. Very, very ornate. Very nice. But just absolute big box. But the game was also very quick. I think we played with the max player count of 5, and we got it through it, even with the teach, in probably like an hour and 10 minutes. But it looks beautiful. It's fun. This is definitely a game, I think, where it would be the more equally skilled the players are, the more fun it will be.
So you don't own this game, right?
I do not. Someone else. The previous games I own. I own Blood of the Clock Tower. I own Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship, Rebirth, Foundations of Rome was someone else's game. Yeah.
So I'm looking online, right?
It's expensive.
It's like $300.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it looks like there is a. Let's see here. Arcane Wonders. Yeah, it looks like it's anywhere from $230 to $310. And you're right. That is a big ass box.
Yeah. So there is also, I'll put a link into here. There is a version of it called Foundations of Metropolis. It is the exact same game with a different theme, and it's all cardboard.
No. See, I want the buildings.
Yeah, it's Drew. This game is nice. It's real. Nice.
It looks fucking nice. Mm-hmm.
We did not play with. He had the expansion, but we did not play it. Yeah, it was, and in fact, even some of these pieces look a lot. He must have had a deluxe or Kickstarter version, because all the buildings he had were like painted.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. It looks like there's a couple different editions of the game, and it looks like there's like a $50 to $70 difference if you want like the painted pieces or something.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, and like the organization is great. Like I said, everything, all of your buildings, all of your little markers are in a tray. It's got a nice cover on it. The trays just go in the box. You just say, I want to be purple. You get your purple. You take the lid off the tray, and boom, you're ready to go. It's like the setup and tear down is extremely easy. It's extremely easy to grasp. The scoring is extremely straightforward. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know whether I'd buy it for $300, but if someone else bought it for $300 and wanted to play, I would certainly sit down.
It definitely looks interesting.
Yeah, and again, this also plays 5 players, which is a unusual player count. So
5 players.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
I didn't realize you had bought so many board games recently. I really need to play a board game. I just haven't had time.
I've been collecting them. Yeah. Well, We're trying to get together again. Last time it didn't work out, but we're going to try again. So
Yeah,
yep.
it sounds like there might be one on the horizon, which
Mm-hmm.
I would love that.
I would love
I
that
haven't
too.
actually sat down and played a good board game in it's got to be shit
Yeah.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
But
I
with
also
winter
got
time coming,
yeah.
yeah.
I also got Heat to the table. But we've already talked about Heat. So
Heat's a
yeah.
good game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrible at it.
I'm getting better. I have both expansions now. And a doozy of a box organizer. It's so nice. But yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like you had a good time. How many nights were you at the retreat?
2 nights.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we had to leave early this morning. So yeah. Because there was a
Oh, so you
wedding.
just got back today.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone had to be out by 10 because there was a wedding party coming in, and they did not want the wedding party and us to be in the same building together, which I understand. So
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, cool,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I'm a little bit jealous. That sounds like that's a really good time.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got to get together, and heck, we can play Lord on the Rings: Fate of the Fellowship. It's actually pretty good.
Okay. All right. I'm skeptical. I don't like reshades of games that are classics. I don't know. I'm weird like that.
I think it's worth it. It's worth a try, Drew. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'll keep it open mind.
And it's well reviewed. It's an 8.3 on Board Game Geek.
Mm-hmm.
Currently 432 overall and 55th in thematic games. So
I don't know if that's good or not.
it's good. It's Board Game Geek. Any game that's a 7 or more is really good.
Okay.
So
all right.
at least that's how I've interpreted Board Game Geek, because the people on there are brutal with their ratings.
They really are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out in many hobbies, but board games especially, people are really big fucking snobs and gatekeepers. Yeah. Turns out.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I do want to give a preview for next week.
Okay.
My 1X sugar was delivered. I got my hands on it today.
Oh, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'll be a good boy.
That's next.
A good boy.
I do not. I have not used it enough to form an opinion. Next time we record, I will have an opinion.
All right. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's do this. Let's wrap it here. This has been a jam-packed episode.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Doingtheirbest.com. You can find all of the links to all these great games we talked about, Drew's crazy Raspberry Pi case. And hey, thanks for listening.